couldn't pull them off on some meeting, I don't know when.
Okay, I make a recommendation that the minutes be tabled for approval at the next meeting on October the 1st. I hear a motion. So moved. Second. All in favor?
Y'all just look at please, look at that.
Okay, our next item is proposals for the fire department turnout gear. We have several proposals.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
I want to make a suggestion,
Yes, ma'am.
because I know everybody that's bored like me, they don't know nothing about this training. We need somebody from the fire department that can tell us on this.
I think I saw Ray in here. Ray, I know we got plenty of proposals here.
Yeah. He's down.
I know we had talked that possibly some of these folks do not meet the specifications, because some of them probably get lesser price.
They are lesser products of, which, to keep the firemen safe.
Right.
I think there's a total of 8. The lesser one is NAPCO, which shows, 26,880. That gear is not really designed for structural firefighting. Now, there's a couple of them we have samples down there at the fire department, that, meet the spec and things like that. It's gonna be a higher price due to longevity of, the bunker gear staying in fire and things like that. It's like buying Ford, Chevrolet, Dodge, whatever you prefer. The ones we're looking at is NAPCO, the line V-back, by swing coat, which is 37,280. NAPCO. There's 2 from NAPCO. And then municipal equipment. They're both the same bunker gear. I got both sets down there in the closet.
Now, this 37,280, is that top of the line gear? or-
That's top line gear.
It's 26,880. Now, how does it compare with this 37,280?
Not even close. Most of the time, this is registered volunteers want to stay outside versus inside, structural firefighting gear.
So this 37,280 would be the gear that we would really need to look at, is that correct?
It would be, now, the MES, I got some gears coming in from them, to look at. Also, the fire line meets the spec too, which fire line is around 33,000, and which we got a set of it to try out, where we're demoing now. So it's between fire line, NAPCO, and municipal, as far as what meets the specs.
And we certainly want our firefighters to be in the best possible gear. I certainly do not want to put those guys out in structures with less.
Absolutely, these 16 sets are for the frontline guys that fight fire every day. That's the frontline guys. And our gear will be rotated down to the volunteers.
What was that third one you gave us? Fire line, NAFCO, what's that other one?
Municipal equipment. Which I've actually had a chance to sit down with NAPCO and municipal equipment. They both come in the office and sat down and spoke with me, and I got 2 sets, one from each of them, and it's the same set. The same name identical set Janesville, Isis Drive.
Okay, so these from municipal, fire line, and NAFCO, these three here are what we should
That's right.
be looking at.
That's right. They top of the line, you know, if that's what the guy needs to be in, deserves to be in. The other ones are, you know, less heat, less interior attack, things like that.
Well, the bid from municipal equipment company for 16 sets of turnout gear, the total is $40,192. Fire line equipment, this is the same equipment that NAFCO's quoting you?
It's compatible to it, it's not the same gear, it's compatible.
Okay, it's top of the line gear, right?
From their line.
And
Well, I'm saying, you know, it's like Ford, Dodge, Chevrolet, you know, from Fireline, this is their top of the line gear. Okay, municipal,
Is the rate the same?
no, there's actually a little bit of change, but that's the top of their line.
Okay,
But all of them fit our specs.
These three fit our specs.
and NAFCO is 37,280.
And we now, on some of these, they will need, all the guys are have helmets. You know, all the guys have new helmets, so, you know, there's gonna be a little bit of a price change. There's no sense of ordering like 16 Paul Conway traditional helmets. So, you know, there'll be a little bit of price difference on that. You know, we put volunteers in a little bit different, helmet than we do the paid firemen.
Why?
Why? Because as far as the action and things like that, they don't see as much action as the full-timers. And they all meet NFPA specs with the cheaper helmet versus, you know, buying the expensive helmet.
What were we talking about difference?
Probably around $150 a helmet.
Well, we want to put our volunteers in the same kind of equipment we put our frontline guys in, because fire, you know, fire don't have no choice of what they do, what it does.
Not necessarily. Now, we'd be more than glad to buy 16 Paul Conway traditional helmets, but feasible, it's not worth it. Whenever them other helmets do the same job. And turnaround days, you know, are different on all of them. You're looking at 30 to 60 days on most of this, some of them 95 days.
What's the expected delivery date of this equipment from Fireline Incorporated?
Our line.
Yes, sir.
My only concern would be, I know the volunteers, actually don't fight the number of fires that people have paid, but I would certainly want them to be protected equally as well. That's, you think about it, they do it in basically as a free gift, mostly to the county and the goodness of their heart and their concern for our county. If there's enough difference, as far as being totally and fully protected, Captain Dollar, I mean, you feel that it's just a matter of a dollar,
It
a
is.
little less dollar fifth was, the protection would certainly be there.
Absolutely, because that's what they run in now.
I see, okay.
You know, the paid guys, like the helpers and the volunteers for identification and things like that.
Of course, I admit, I do not know a whole lot about that type of equipment and all that.
There's no way that I would order something unsafe for the volunteers, by no means.
Right.
You know, it'd be the same quality as what we run now.
Okay. I'm satisfied.
You know, whenever it comes, you know, we talk about budget, things like that, you know, we're just trying to cut corners the way we can with the
Yeah.
same protection.
So this NAFCO quote here, $26,880, that's for a.
That's that's low grade.
Much lower grade.
Yeah.
I mean, put our guys in that stuff.
You can see the, you know, the price difference, you know, as anything else buying.
What we been, what you put in, have we been buying?
I just sort of shop around on that end and buy from different vendors, you know, and try. I buy from Fireline, I buy from Municipal and NAFCO. That's my top three. These other ones that threw in bids, I don't even know where they're from.
You know nothing about this Fisher safety.
Nothing.
How they get bid?
We sent them out, you know, y'all asked for bids, we sent them.
Well, Bennett must really be talking a lot.
It's just a different brand, you know, you have Warner Price, you have Lowe's, you have James, things like that. We've had real good, dexterity and all that. I love the James, not saying the Lowe's is not good, but you know, you're looking at a lot more money.
Well, it seems we've got three bids here that, meet specifications for the fire department. And, based on Captain Salter, he says that all three meet specifications. And, looking at the bids, Fireline Incorporated, $33,056 is the lowest price. Still have a question about those helmets. Just want to be sure that those helmets adequately protect these people.
They couldn't sell me a helmet that wasn't NFPA compliant, which we run by all rules and regulations.
Right. If all of these meet the specifications, I make a recommendation that we call Fireline Incorporated, advise them if they have submitted the lowest bid of $33,056. And I want to know what a delivery date is on this, and I want to know how soon they can be in here, size our guys, and get this thing done, turn this one computer around, we can be in here with the service at the earliest possible date.
I call it vendor tomorrow. I'm on tomorrow.
Motion. Have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
I,
Aye. That's my mind. Everything else is. And if you will, Captain Salter, when you talk to these folks and get a delivery date, get a time set up for them to come and size these guys, will you advise the board so we'll know when they're coming, what the delivery date and all is on this?
Sure, I'll, pass it on to, Mr. McDonald.
Okay. Okay, so we move on with our agenda. Mr. Bryce Johnson.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. What I want to talk to you all about tonight is currently the solicitor's office is running with me and Jason Hoffman, who is our assistant solicitor. He's in the victim advocate slot as well. What I want to ask the board tonight is to authorize potentially a second assistant position. Now, I'm not going to ask the board for any appropriation on that. Basically, the reasoning behind it and how we look to compensate the person is this. Currently, Mr. Hoffman and I are handling misdemeanor prosecution in Worth, Tift, juvenile prosecution in Worth, Tift, Turner, and Irwin, the city of Nashville. We do some work in Cook County. And we have the potential for having a case where we have 3 or 4 courts going on at one time. And basically, we just want to cross-swear another attorney in all of those jurisdictions so that they can handle court for us or handle doing charging documents. We intend to pay the person out of our own personal funds and not with county funds. Basically, the reason I'm coming before you all for 2 reasons. Number one, since you're the governing authority of the county, we wanted you to know our intention, and also wanted you to have a say in authorizing the slot. But you know, like I say, we're not asking for any county expenditures. We just want the board to authorize the second slot so that we can go ahead and swear somebody in if we need somebody to cover court or to help us with paperwork. That would go. And I'll be glad to answer any questions y'all might have.
What does the judge say about this?
I'm not sure. We'll have to ask him.
What do you say you do it in the other places? What have they said?
I haven't asked the other places yet. Y'all first. Worth County's always first on my
We're
list.
special, I can't. Now, Mr. Johnson, let me ask you this, you're talking about you're not going to ask for any expenditures.
That's right.
How is this assistant going to be paid?
Well, basically, I'll pay it out of my pocket. If it's a Worth County matter, what we envision is if the person helps us in Worth County, now we're talking maybe 1 or 2 hours a quarter. I mean, we're not talking about any sort of major work here. Maybe covering court for an afternoon, maybe 2 or 3 hours, and we would just come up with an hourly stipend that we would pay that person to handle things for us. And then if it were a Worth County matter, I would take care of that. If it were a Tift County matter, Mr. Hoffman would take care of that, so forth and so on. We're not going to ask any of the counties to fund anything in that regard.
Mr. Chairman, since I've heard Mr. Johnson's request, I know what he's talking about, and it's quite right. Actually, these folks assist each other, that they do the same type of job in one county or another county, and what he's just seeking the approval of the board as a formality to say, okay, we have one assistant, give us authority to put on the dough, but with no change in funding whatsoever.
And
They
basically,
get one to help them out of Tift County, they pay them out of their pocket. Vice versa, Tift County gets help out of them, they pay them out of their pocket. So it would change the budget in any way.
that's right.
Shape, form, or
And Mr. Miller's dead on it. Basically, and to give you an example, I help the solicitor in Turner County occasionally with conflict cases, but every time I go into that court, he has to prepare an order and the judge has to sign it. Whereas if we had someone, say that individual, the solicitor in Turner came to help me, if we cross-swore him in work, there wouldn't have to be a judicial order every time. He would just basically be able to come into court and handle cases whenever we need.
What it meant to Mr. Chairman, is a formality of just recognizing the county commission as a governing authority and just deferring to their prerogative, you might say. So as not to appear to be self-directing and amending them into the county.
Okay, any discussion, questions? Mr. Johnson?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the position of Mr. Johnson as requested.
Is there a second?
May I modify that just slightly? We're not really approving the position, we're authorizing the elected solicitor to appoint somebody, to have authority to appoint some other individual to help him. We aren't creating the position, it's just granting him the authority to appoint somebody to assist him.
So that's my motion.
All in favor?
Thank y'all very much.
All right, thank you, Mr. Johnson. Okay. Mr. Shavakian?
Yes, sir. I'm up here today because of some things that the last meeting that took place was not correct, was not right, was not done right. We had a meeting last week, went out in executive session, came back, the meeting was reopened, a motion was made, and the chairman seconded the motion, and the chairman voted. It was known that Billy McDonald was in the restroom. It was known to the chairman, and by the time Billy came back in, the meeting was over and adjourned. Mr. Chairman, you do not have the authority to second a motion or make a vote. And I'm going to read this from the county code. And if you don't understand something, just let me know. It's section 2-17, offices. Chairman, the chairman of the Board of Commissioners is responsible for orderly conduct of the meeting. In order to fulfill this duty, the chairman must enforce the rules and conduct the meeting in a fair manner. The chairman may not introduce motions or seconds while presiding, except the chairman can and may introduce a motion or second a motion to go into executive session. Now, that's pretty plain and simple in my book. If there's something you don't understand, just please ask. The rules are the rules, and we live by them. And nothing should have happened on that motion. Mr. Gaines, I'm really surprised. You should have hired them two people because you've been around and you know it's illegal for the chairman to make a motion and to vote on something. So, you know, I'm very disgruntled with that. I don't like what I'm doing here. I don't like even being up here. But I'm not going to see the people of Worth County walked over. It's very simple. This is the Worth County Code. This is what we go by. So the job of the chairman is spelled out very simply.
I'm going to refer this to our attorney. I believe he was present at that.
No, he didn't come back after the executive session.
I was not there due to the time. The statute says, our code says that if it's not otherwise prescribed, Robert's Rules of Order will govern our meeting. And he just read from Robert's Rules of Order the statement that the gentleman just read. There is no complex with increasing population. The legislature created change and created county commissions, so it took more time. And in creating those county commissions, every one of them was done on an ad hoc basis. So it's not a general law that deals with all counties. And the law was varied very much from county to county. That's what the governing law was. In more recent years, the legislature has quit generally legislating by county and made general law, which applies to all counties. But all of that legislation says that unless a local law provides otherwise. Well, our first major charter, this was in 1894, it's been amended about 10 times since then. Our charter itself from the state legislature, nor our general state law provides an answer to that question. The only thing that our charter provides is that if it's not otherwise provided by charter or general law, that Robert's Rules of Order will govern the conduct of our meetings. And it does not, the charter law or the general state law, except for the implication of Robert's Rules of Order, which you just read. And that would apply in this case. Robert's Rules of Order, though it's not otherwise specified in the general law or the special charter law.
Well, there are probably a lot of these.
Variations among counties, and of course, you can amend your charter, so to speak, at any time in the legislature. In other words, the legislative delegation of the commission wants a different rule. They can make one through the legislature, or they can adopt one that's not in conflict with general law themselves, and they can go to ordinances. That's what we're relying on right now, is what the code of ordinances say. It does not say how the deed must be done. It just says unless there's some other special law that Robert's Rules of Order will govern. But you can have it changed anytime that you choose to, either by supermajority vote or local amendment in the state legislature. But that is the correct rule of the state.
Okay, next thing I have, I believe in giving credit to people when they do a good job. I believe in when it's not such a good job and somebody takes credit for something, that it ought to be known too that it wasn't the person that took the credit, it wasn't his right to take that credit. And I think that's the same thing that happened in the case in Sumner when the fire station opened. Mr. Chairman, you told everybody you opened up a station, you're going to open more, but people didn't know how you fought this because you fought it from the beginning. You did not want to open up any stations.
The reason I didn't want to open those stations is because we did not have the money to do it. I supported Sumner.
Yeah.
I supported Sumner. We talked to the mayor. We talked to Mayor Long. I supported it. I'm the one that made the recommendation that we move at least one firefighter from each shift out there, and that we put a truck out there, and that truck went from this above.
Yes.
And that station has been manned since the first day it opened. And it was manned under a recommendation by me, and it was voted on by this board.
And there was things going around. Number one, it was said by you that you were not going to honor a contract that was in before you were in. And from just things that were put out, that was all around, that you were forced into this because you were going to get sued by someone. And
Mr. Shabbat,
and
Mr. Shabbat, this board does not have time to sit here tonight and listen to you make all these charges against this board. And I would appreciate it if you just sit down and
Well,
Because we're not gonna sit here and listen to stuff
I'll
that's
sit,
voted on by
I'll
this.
sit down after one thing.
On point of order, Mr. Chairman. In his earlier statement, the fire truck didn't come from Isabella. Scooterville no longer has a fire department. And Scooterville is further away from headquarters in Warwick, any place you go to. An exception on the southwest corner down around the Bridgebury area, and back down in there, because I live in the far corner of the southeast. And I know the speed I drive and how long it takes for me to get in town. And it's just a shame. I was in the hospital undergoing 3 surgeries when that happened and was done. But, all right, you know, what goes around comes around. It's not right for that fire truck to get taken out of Scooterville down there. I've been on this county board somewhere 22 or 3 years. If the people knew how long and how hard I worked to get a decent fire truck in an area that needed it just as bad or worse than most other areas, and for that to happen, I can't tell you. And Mr. Cosby, the chairman, I refer to you. You had made a comment to me during the time of the election and all that, that Summer had been warned, don't y'all build that station. You may not get that fire truck. Now, what he's talking about a lawsuit, yeah, the mayor come up here from Summer, made me out a liar. Anybody that knows me in this county knows that I'm a truthful, responsible person. I did not promise anything, so I can't promise anything anyway. I'm one in one vote up here. That's all I have. But then, when it was turned around, and the fire truck, Scooterville, wound up there at Summer, that's the straw that broke this camel's back.
I believe.
And I'll go a little bit further. I probably would have voted for a tax increase had that not happened. But if the county has got money to give burning fire truck and truck to a city that's incorporated, can levy taxes just like the county can, get their share of the 1% monies that are provided. If we got that kind of money, in my opinion, we don't have a money problem here with Worth County. We apparently got plenty of money.
Mr. Chair, I need to make a correction to Mr. McDonald, because he might not have been here. Mr. McDonald,
Yes, ma'am.
the Isabella fire truck, by motion of this board, and I made it, did go to Summer. Now, the change out was later when there was something about the cab on Isabella versus what was down there. But, when they had their grand opening and everything, the Isabella fire truck was in Summer.
Yes, ma'am, I was aware of that. But as I stated, we can live with it. Maybe a group of us up here saying we don't need to pay as many taxes because we got no fire service. Period.
Mr. Chairman, a suggestion. The purpose of allowing citizens to present their grievances is so that they speak, not to get a debate between various members of this panel and people from the audience. They present their complaints, their grievances, or whatever they may be, and they sit down. And the board may discuss among themselves and end up in the county's business, whatever they wish to. And they can agree with the speaker or they can disagree with them. There's no proper conduct of a meeting conducted by the board in the way we do this. Let the speaker present his grievances or and finish. Then sit down. Then this board among itself can discuss and do its business that may be influenced by it or may not be. So let the speaker finish his presentation and sit down, and then you all discuss whatever you will about his presentation.
Okay, I only have one more last thing, and I knew this for the last several meetings already. And the gear that we were talking about, the order that was said not to be put in, from what I found out, and checking, and it came from several different ways. And Mr. Chairman, you were the one that put it down to say, hold the order.
No, sir, I did not. And the
Okay.
person that said it is certainly telling a untruth, because I did not tell anybody to cancel that order. This whole board told Captain Sullivan to get proposals and bring them back to the board, just like these came back right here. I didn't tell them to cancel it, and I'm not aware of anybody on this board that told them to cancel it.
Again, Mr. Chairman, I make my recommendation that this dialogue not go on. That if we finish it, if you choose to spend an hour answering in public, we fine, but not just back and forth. That's not conducting county business. That's just an argument.
Well, Mr. Miller, I'm not going to be accused of something that I did not do.
Well, let him finish his accusations and respond to them all at one time.
Okay.
And
Let him finish and then sit down.
That's really all I got to say right now. And we'll just go on from here. Thank you.
In the conduct of your business, you may choose to discuss it, you may choose to address your fellow members or the audience in any manner you see fit. And you're doing county business at this moment. Sir, you're free to make whatever response you choose to or ask regarding business relating or discuss among yourselves or to go to the next item.
Thank you, Mr. Clarence. Does anybody wish to comment on this?
All,
Yes, sir.
the only comment I have, and I think Mr. Miller made it, before the meeting when this issue came up, is that I don't know whether the fair way to find out, who's telling the truth and who's lying. I know that I wasn't responsible, and I'm willing to take a polygraph test. I hate to say that word, but to me, it seemed like the fair issue here would be the outcome is for those that's in question to take one. I mean, I hate to say that, but for this board and where all your audits here, I mean, I'm willing to clear my name, and if that's what it takes, I'm willing to, and that's all I have.
I agree with you 100%, Mr. Pratt. I know I didn't say it.
I have all this coming up from the man, on the
Mr. David May. Mr. May is not. Okay, as we proceed, CDBG grant contracts need to be approved for Bob Robinson Associates. I know you, Mr. Miller, had a question about compensation, and a new page has been put in to correct that, which shows 6% of the amount grant.
Yes, sir, I thought you just didn't have it definite when it was
Right.
sort of like indefinite, unspecified.
Yeah, it's not on that. I called Bob Robinson and Associates, and they said it was a standard 6%, but they would send us a new page, which they did. And also approving the Stevenson Department engineer to survey and engineering consultants for the George River project.
This is the only one I've got, so one for Mr. Miller. Copy of the last one.
That's the one I'm going to change.
The other one was the agreement for professional services. We
Right.
approved one, subject to my advice on it,
Right.
and the other one did not get voted on last time.
Yeah, it came in, corrections came in, and I gave it to the clerk. It's on page 3, item B. It says says, application approved and funded client will pay the consultant the amount specified in the grant for administrative services, which is 6% of the grant amount, or $30,000. And that's the only change on that grant.
Yes, sir, I want to put it in the contract rather than a reference to another document.
Right.
You have to go get another document to find out, and I want to put it in that contract. That would make sure we can take. Now, the other contract, which is not getting approved, was for the other contract. We had one for 2 times for professional services, one for the administration grant, and one for the engineering services. And the administration grant, I think, was approved, and the one for, the one that I have now is just called for professional services.
Right.
Second.
Yeah. And that's what Steve's from Palm Engineering, and so for Bob Ross and Associates as grant administrators.
That's good.
I don't have the one on,
Robertson Associates, I think, about that.
that's the one I have, the one that was good. But I don't have the other. The engineering guy, I do not have that.
You don't have this with you.
Like I see that one, Mr. Chairman, you just asked me, so I can issue which one that I looked at. But this is what I looked at. This is one I looked at.
Well, we didn't approve.
No,
We were going to approve, and then, some commissioners had questions, and we didn't go on and approve.
you know, they need to be reviewed by you before
Well,
they
it was
approve.
said, but this is the one y'all
And this is,
considered last meeting.
we
This
did,
one was not, this one was handed out in the arm session, was not considered an open session. I don't know what you got, but I saw that one in open session.
that's the one for Bob Robinson you have right there.
Yes, so this is one.
Right.
That's when I got a copy of it, but you all did not discuss it in open session. As far as approving or not approving.
Right, we didn't approve it, we just,
So what you conditionally approved, subject to the.
right.
This one that was voted on now was not discussed in open session, it was handed out in executive session. Isn't that right, Madam Clerk?
This is the one that she gave us, like, this is the one, we had this one in the open meeting last time.
Yes,
I
That's the one. that
I must have been
comes from
asleep, because I sure don't have a copy, and I don't remember it, and it's not in the minutes.
We
On the
didn't
approval of
vote on
those minutes, it's not on
it.
there.
The issue is we didn't vote on
We
it.
didn't vote on it.
It was approved, the council told us that it was approved. Approved based on.
Right, all he had, all he
Just
had,
didn't vote on it.
right, all he had to do was review it and approve it, and,
You better read the minutes, because that ain't what the minutes say.
But this was the party that you approved this minutes. Before the minutes, I don't think.
this is Stephen Palmer here.
Well, that's one that I saw.
So, but, this one here's a copy, I got the original right here.
This is Chairman Dr. State, reviewed by the attorney. He added that there is a signature sheet that the attorney must sign, that he has reviewed the contract. The attorney knows stated that the contract can be approved today, subject to his review, based on his review, he can be retro back to approve. Commissioner Posner questioned why the board will approve some contract when the county doesn't have any money in it. Chairman Cosby stated that the contract will not be signed until after the county has demanded. Attorney Miller stated that each commissioner needs a copy contract for Chairman Cosby, ask county clerk to make copies of the contract for you.
And this is your,
Yes, I signed.
you signed one for Bob Robertson, but you didn't sign one for me. I don't think, I don't have it here with me.
No, that's not correct. What I had was attached to the short form. This one is the long form, that's the reason I can bring it so little. This was on legal size paper, the other one on short size paper. When I declared that my office was the short contract, but it was attached to.
This is short.
And that's the one I signed.
Right.
I didn't sign anything on this. If somebody took it off, put it on. The clerk person did that in my office.
Right,
what I
that's the
signed.
one you signed.
And it was attached to the short form, which you're looking at right there. I don't think somebody retyped it, so it was surely attached to the short form. The short form is the one that was amended, was it not?
No, the long form is one that was amended.
Maybe it was voted correct.
This is the only one we got, Mr. Miller.
I know I saw that one, and I know that the clerk wrote it in my office, and picked it up at that time.
All I know is this has got to be included in back in mode by the sixth. And, we need a attorney's signature and all on that. So we can take care of this
The
business.
carelessness is we when I signed what it was attached to, and I just said, it said attorney certificate, after I got through reading it, they directed me, and I signed it, without noticing which one of the contracts was referred to. But I know what it was attached to. And this one, I had not yet done, I was looking for the key, so. The clerk brought me when I sent it, when you all approved. That's when I brought it. That's right. But I I'll get through this for you, say it, so.
Okay, awesome. Okay, the next is discussion about the availability of funds to remove the carpet, second floor, and replace it with tile.
There's an attachment,
Yellow.
yeah, yellow tape. I spoke to finance director, Mr. Byrne, she gave me some numbers from Ross Money that are available that can be used. And, behind each one, I've got several quotes from different individuals that can do the job in its entirety. Minus a few supplies that we will need to complete the job. We have one from Kibo McDonald, Sellers Tile, Carpet World, and Lowe's.
Lowe's is the product, right? Or is it for the installation?
That's the installation.
Lowe's
If
is
you
the
look,
product.
if you look at the bottom, we already have supplies we purchased at the start of the first project, which was floor number 1.
That's what? We got enough time left over there.
We got enough tile, I bought enough
Left over.
floors, both floors. When I purchased the first time, I purchased enough for both floors.
I know, and you know why you did it? It's because when Kibo measured, he measured both floors.
That's correct.
So why didn't he just go on and finish?
Well, I was instructed to get us, for the last meeting, when we discussed this, to get quotes and follow up, do the same process that we did for the first floor.
That don't even make sense.
The second floor was not originally
both floors was measured. We did this last year, year before last, and we, and keep those prices in there, and somebody else, I don't even remember who it was.
Never heard of it.
Mr. Chairman, I'm gonna make a suggestion here. I'm probably gonna make a motion. We need this material before we get to the meetings. When I came down here Tuesday morning, this should have been in my packet, so I could have looked over. And every commissioner up here should have this. I mean, this is getting old, that we come up here and we look like a bunch of dunces up here flipping through all this paper because we ain't seen it. And I'm fixing to make a motion that I want my agenda, if I meet on Thursday night, I want my agenda on Monday afternoon. If meeting's on Tuesday morning, I want it on Friday afternoon, and I'm making that formal motion.
I agree with you. Like I said, I got my packet today.
I'll second that.
This is getting embarrassing, okay?